Dear listeners, today I will share with you the terrifying events that transpired in the shadow of my ancient friend, Krampus. Every year, on one of the darkest nights of the year, a deathly silence descends upon a small town. On the night of December 5th, yes, you heard it right, just a few days before Santa Claus arrives, the dance of death begins in this town. Murders woven like riddles. Next to each victim, chilling poems are left behind. These poems not only unveil the dark secrets of the victims, but also contain clues from Krampus. Our first victim's poem was for a beloved young man. Frederick loved to laugh because he was always happy. Cheerful, warm, and kind, he was never, ever sad. But Frederick had a secret that only he knew. This man loved to strangle children, turning them cold and blue. The townspeople could never find them because he was very clever. Frederick took the bodies and dismembered them. Young Frederick could not have done this, they would say. He is a man of God, always seen praying. The cold night came, and Frederick laid his head down. But soon he heard a scratching sound from beneath his bed. Frederick shivered and looked with his oil lamp. On the bedroom floor, Satan had a plan. Go away, beast. The night is dark and long. You have no business here, for I have done nothing wrong. Krampus just laughed, shaking his rusty chains. He hanged Frederick by the neck until he writhed in pain. The ties tightened, digging into his skin. Frederick then cried, paying for his sin. He pleaded and begged until his last breath. With a beautiful crackle, Frederick bled out. Krampus had him hanging to dry, and the whole town began to weep, but not the children, for now their souls were free, and beneath Frederick's body the ghosts danced joyfully. Our second victim's poem was for a greedy and selfish woman. Greta loved herself more than she could bear. There was never enough, and she could never, ever share. Desire was gone, only need remained. Her jealousy grew and grew, and with it came her greed. Greta needed more, but she had no money, so she stole from her family, giving her a great thrill. Not enough, she would say to herself. Everything must be mine. There's no other way. Greta secretly entered her grandmother and grandfather's house. They had many treasures, jewels, and precious stones. But as she looked around, she found no wealth only, the ancient Krampus lurking in her mind. Greta screamed and trembled, staring at his claws. She knew there would be no mercy from this wicked Santa Claus. You shall have riches, Krampus said with a grin, and he gave them to her after skinning her alive. Our third victim's poem belonged to a doctor. Herman was a doctor, as he would say, and every patient had to pay. He cut, pulled, and burned, and after it was all done, he always wanted more. This surgeon was a butcher. He loved to eat pork. He paired bleeding meats with a fine red wine. Hunger seized him, body, mind, and soul. Yet this evil never paid a price. Herman was alone. He sat in his chair. All that pork had made him very fat. He fell asleep and began to snore until the furious Krampus burst through the door. Herman could not move. He wet himself in fear. Krampus licked his lips and let out a joyful scream. First, he gouged out his eyes, and Herman could not see. Then, Krampus filleted his tongue. It was quite tender. Christmas is filled with joy, love, and cheer. But you must remember one we all fear. So be kind to one another, show love, and heed this text. Otherwise, Krampus will find you, and surely you will be next. The name behind these murders is a horrifying creature from legends, Krampus. This mythological figure who punishes naughty children seems to have become a reality in this town. So, what is the mystery behind these murders? Why is Krampus killing these people? We need to dig deeper to uncover the answers to these questions. Perhaps there is a larger conspiracy lurking behind these tales. Thank you for listening to my terrifying stories. Remember, there are secrets hidden in the darkness, and sometimes those secrets emerge from the most unexpected places.